Hello and welcome to Greenbank. I'm Malcolm Johnson, the head here, and I've also got Erin White, who is the nursery manager. And we're just going to show you a little bit around the nursery. So it starts off here at the gate, and people will wait, socially distance with their children, and the nursery staff will collect their children from the gate and they'll come down this path into the nursery. So follow me and we'll show you around. In to the nursery front door along this path. Welcome to Peter Rabbit, come on in. The first thing children will do, of course, when they get here is they'll wash their hands, and hygiene, hand hygiene, respiratory hygiene is very, very important to us, and we'll get the children into those routines as soon as they're here. Come on into Peter Rabbit. Erin, if you can tell us just a little bit about what we've done with Peter Rabbit for this new situation.
Okay, so we've kind of tried to reduce as much as the stuff that children can play with as possible, but at the same time making it as normal as possible. So things like soft toys and furnishings have been taken away. We're trying to keep the room as spacious as possible, and at meal times the children will still sit at all their tables, but we'll limit to how many there are on a table. Basically all the toys will be washed at the end of each session, meaning that the children can play with them whenever they want. It does look slightly different in here now, only because we've had to turn the cupboards around and make it as kind of hands-free as possible as such for the children, so that we kind of look at what the children are getting out and rotate them as much as we possibly can. But the key thing is that the children are aware that they're washing their hands frequently, they're going to the toilet frequently to wash their hands, as well as the hand gel before meals. And as you can see at the moment, there's plenty of time outside as we can, so all the children are spending as much time out there as possible.
Thank you. So the groups are small, they're consistent, they're staying within those bubbles, that's what we're calling them, bubbles. Now of course we're trying to social distance where we can, but we know that children can't always do that.
Yeah.
I know that there'll be a lot of parents will be concerned about the welfare of their people, of their child. If their child gets upset, what are you going to do? Are you able to be there for that child? Might you get a little bit closer than just trying to maintain your social distance if you have to?
Yes, certainly. By all means, it's kind of more about the staff social distancing from each other than the children social distancing from the adults. We'll try to separate the children as much as we can, but they're so young in here that it's not possible. So as much as we can at meal times and things like that, and outside play, we'll distance them as much as we can. But other than that, we're trying to keep it as normal as possible. So during the day, if they need a cuddle, they'll still get a cuddle. Obviously when they're falling over, they need that attention, so we're all there. It's just more about social distancing the adults and that kind of thing, really.
That's great, thank you. We talked about outside, so let's go and have a look outside, because the children, certainly in this weather, are using the outside a great deal. So welcome to the outdoor area of nursery, and we're going to be spending a lot of time out here. You can probably hear the voices of some of our children from Peter Rabbit who are already out here enjoying this sunshine. And Erin, perhaps you can tell us just a little bit of why it's so important for the children to be outdoors.
Yeah, the rate of transmission is obviously less outdoors, and it's also much easier to clean some of the equipment outside. Obviously a lot of the outdoor equipment is plastic or natural, so it's easier to clean, wipe down in between use. So the children will stay in their bubbles outside, so Peter Rabbits will stay out, and no other rooms will be allowed out. And then we'll rotate that during the day, so all of the rooms will have their outside time.
That's great, thank you. So they'll be staying in their bubble, staying in their small, consistent groups with equipment that's easy to clean.
Yeah.
And of course it's so good for their mental well-being to be outside in this beautiful environment. Here we are in baby room, and unfortunately we can't go upstairs to Jeremy Fisher at the moment. There are children in there asleep, but we can talk a little bit about how all the rooms work. And Erin, is the baby room much different? Will Jeremy Fisher or Tom Kitten be much different to Peter Rabbit, or are the principles the same?
Pretty much throughout, principles will be the same. Numbers of children will be reduced. They'll be consistent, as you're aware of, the days will be consistent, and then they will be with the same staff members at all times. I think the only exception will be, obviously, as babies, they need a bit more soft on the floor, so their furnishings will have to stay, but they'll be rotated and cleaned in that kind of way. But throughout, everything else will be pretty much the same in each room.
That's great, and certainly what we can say from our point of view is that the children have absolutely loved getting back. And just to see the looks on their faces of coming back into the nursery has been a really positive thing. It's obviously very good for their welfare.
They've been very good, very good.
Yeah, good. So they are enjoying it. We're doing it very carefully according to strict protocols, and we're looking forward to welcoming more of you back to nursery in the next week or two.